Welcome to Shovelware Diggers. Our dig team's currently excavating the Softkey Shareware 2000 Hit Games 2CD collection. You can find a link in the video description containing the entire directory structure of this archive. Here's what our diggers have for week 158. For more information on how to join the dig team, simply follow the Patreon link in the video description. Now without further ado, let's get started. First up, we have a 4-way team dig for DOSGAMES /NEWDOS /DMASST between Runefox, Michael Madsen, Zed Supremus, and Paraffine. So this name's making me think like Dungeon Master, except spelled weird. We got a combat10.exe, which is not very big, and another doc file, which is also not very big. Edit DMASST1.doc. Keys to use. Arrow keys move the pointers up and down, also move menu selection side to side. Switches from character mode to monster mode. Play with it and see if you like it. Great. Appreciate any feedback possible. Apparently whatever this is made by a Ken Rich, and I still have no idea what it is. It's a character in monster mode, so maybe it is something Dungeon Master related. Okay, well that was a quick file there. Combat 10. Welcome to DM's Combat Shop. Registered to nobody. Okay. About this software? No? This doesn't look like an about screen. Oh well, there's an about screen. So apparently this person wants $10 for whatever this software does. That was weird though. Like, I tried to push the A key and like nothing happened. Maybe it has to be a capital A? No, that doesn't work. Let's see, registration instructions. Nope, that doesn't work either. Well, okay, that's gonna make registering the software kind of difficult if I don't have, like, details of where to send payments and everything. Oh well, let's just see what we have here. I see a THACO at the top. So yeah, this is definitely Dungeons and Dragons related. Interesting, so like one side appears to be a character window and another side a monster window. Move cursors. The switch it between the... Okay, I see that. So you have to select a character and a monster, of which we have none at the moment. Guess when we add stuff then? Enter thy character's name. Me. Enter thy character's base AC. I don't know. 16? Dex bonus? Let's say 2. Enter the total of any other bonus penalties. I don't know what towards. We'll just say 0. Okay. And then... Okay, so I got my character. Do we want to switch? And then add a monster? Okay, so enter the beast's name. I don't know. What am I going to be fighting? Let's fight a beholder. Why not? Enter beast THACO. Now, if I'm remembering correctly, THACO stands for to hit armor class 0, I think? Something like that. So it'd be like the roll that they have to roll. So a higher number would make it easier to hit, I think. Yeah. So, I don't know. We'll say 10. Enter the beast's armor class. Let's say 14. I don't know what a beholder's actual armor class is. I also don't know what their number of attacks is. 2? Enter attack type. Slash, pierce, or bludgeon. I don't know, we'll say bludgeon. Enter damage for this attack. I don't know, what? 6? Oh. Okay, I pushed the enter key and it put a D in there, so I'm guessing 6 for the number of dice. And then what sided dice? Well, I didn't expect it to be like that, so maybe we'll just make it D4s. Oh, now it wants a plus modifier. Okay, next one, I'll make it Pierce. 1d12 plus 2? I don't know. So what happened? Like, there's a combat thing. I'm guessing... Oh. Okay, so it's like rolls the hits there. Interesting. So, hang on a second here. Okay, so I think I see what's going on here. So this doesn't look like it's meant to be like a full, like some kind of full program for like doing all kinds of combat checks or anything like that. It seems to be just a very basic program for handling like large quantities of monsters. So like a dungeon master would say, put in all the party members at the side here with the basic armor class value there, and if a particular group of monsters is attacking, like he'd have all the monsters that he needs lined up and ready to go, and if he needs to do some combat rolls, he just selects who's getting hit, which monsters are attacking, and then just... oh, well... and then just rolls his combats. I mean, that kind of makes sense, because the Dungeon Master's only going to be rolling for the monsters. He's not going to be rolling for the other characters, so there isn't a necessity for the program to actually calculate the character rolls, because every person playing their respective characters are going to roll their own dice. So that makes sense. So I get why there's only it's only rolling monsters here. But yeah, the program doesn't seem to do much more than that. Although for what it is, like, I mean, it certainly saves a Dungeon Master from having to do all of these rolls, that's for sure. So yeah, that was DM's Combat Shop. A very simple program that... oh, I forgot to save the stuff. I'm guessing that's what file's for? Yeah, file's to load or save. But yeah, very simple program for rolling monster combat values without having to actually roll them. I mean, it's a useful tool for a Dungeon Master for sure, but if they're going the route of having digitized tools at the ready, chances are they probably want something a little more advanced than just this. But, you know, it's something. Our next dig from Eli Malinsky is WINGAMES /GG/Admiral. I'll be very surprised if this is not Navy related. Especially with a name like Admiral. And that is a lot of executables. What are we getting ourselves into? We do have a file ID.dis. Admirals Command for Windows version 1.1c. The Battleships game for Windows with a twist. Admirals Command offers these special game features. Islands, mines, minesweeping, submerged submarine, move spy ship, the International Admirals Hall of Fame. That's you can't advertise your high score table as a selling point. Okay, we clearly have, like, we clearly have a Battleship clone. It's just like, what file do I run? Well, okay, let's narrow this down a bit. We have the AC setup program, which probably just, you know, installs it, so we don't have to worry about that. We've also got this setup program, we've got this screens program here. Then we have these two files. Now this one's 554 kilobytes. This one's 627. Part of me feels like this one here might be a self-extractor, so I'm guessing this is probably the file we want to run. And I was correct. And it's got a very grainy picture of the USS Wisconsin, which, if I'm looking at that right, looks like it was done with the default Windows 16 color palette. I'm not misreading that, am I? I'm gonna have to check that later. There'll be a little message somewhere on the screen to indicate, after I check it, just how many colors that's actually using. But anyways, so So apparently this was by a Simone Systems software. And by a Frank Simone. Okay, so continue. Please enter your name. That is a very large Battleship Grid. Bonus game options. Yeah, we'll go with all of them. Oh, place your aircraft Whoa. Okay, so one thing about having the increase in the number of grid spaces, the ships are bigger. This aircraft carrier takes up a 5x2 chunk. That's 10 spots that have to be destroyed. And yep, right-click turns it. So, where do we want to put this guy? Let's put him right out in the open. Right there. And we got our battleship, which is only a 4x1. I kind of don't want to put it near the islands, because then that makes it a little too obvious where it might be. We got our destroyer, which is also a 4x1. Cruiser, which is a 3x1. Minesweeper, which has a little border around it, which makes me a little concerned, but... okay. And also a submarine. And also a spy ship. How many ships are we going to place here? Patrol boat? What the... How many ships are we placing? This is getting a little crowded here. Lay your mines. Why am I laying mines on my own field? That seems like... it seems counterintuitive. Although that's kind of weird. It's each one I place is showing up on the enemy side as well. But they're also showing up on my side. Oh, I actually hit one of his ships with my mines. Okay. So now I'm actually shooting? Guess I'm actually shooting now. Well, we know the battleship is massive, so... Okay, I got one of his ships. Enemy's doing a very interesting process there. I wonder, does this maximize? It does not. Oh well, it was worth looking. And we also have like these move spy ships and submerged submarine options. So like if I do this... like, I don't know what that accomplishes, but... Actually, yeah, let's go into the help here and see what exactly is going on here. Also, we can check the registration fee. Apparently this person wanted... it doesn't say how much he wanted. He says he accepts Visa or MasterCard, but I don't see a $ value. Okay, it's set to go to the register option. Well, that still doesn't tell me how much it costs. Okay, fine. That's my name, that's my initial, that's my name, that's my address, that's my city, that's my province, that's my postal code. And this is where I obtained it. Oh, how much stuff am I gonna have to put in? Am I allowed to skip this? Wow. Oh, it actually went down to here. So, floppy drive, high density. Okay, finally, I get a price on this thing. So apparently the guy wants $20 or $10 if you've bought something in the past and are a current Simone Systems customer. Interesting. Okay, back to figuring out what all of this stuff does. Game instructions. Mines. Mines are used with the following activities. Placing ships. If you place a ship where you've laid a mine, that portion of your ship will explode and reveal to me the ship's location. Okay. Placing mines. If you place mine where I finished it, okay. Firing weapons. If you hit a mine while shooting, you lose the rest of your shots for that turn. I only got one shot on each of my turns right now. What are you talking about? When you want to submerge your submarine, select submerge submarine from the special menu. Submarine will stay submerged, avoiding enemy attack while the computer takes its next turn. Interesting. So, if your submarine was the only thing left, you could perpetually just keep the game going while... Like, that doesn't make any sense. Why would you do that? Like, you're basically burning your turn just so that one ship doesn't get hit. That doesn't make any sense. Like, this is more interesting, this whole spy ship thing, where you're able to actually move it to other places on the board. But at the same time, this would also perpetually make the game go on forever. Because now you can't rely on the places that you've already shot. Unless there's like some kind of stipulation here. Yeah, it doesn't say anything about it, but I would guess that the spy ship shouldn't be capable of moving onto a spot that's already been shot. Let's actually test that. If I go, move spy ship. Oh, I have to be registered to move the spy ship. Okie dokie then. Well, I guess I'll just take my shot then. Oh, I've got more shots. Okay. So why am I getting 2 shots per turn now? Seems kind of arbitrary. Nope, I think I found his aircraft carrier. Also, the AI is doing a very weird pattern at the top there. Oh, there goes his aircraft carrier. Let's see if we can keep destroying his ships here. So yeah, the game seems to be giving you more turns the more enemy ships you destroy. Yeah, there goes the submarine. He didn't even attempt to submerge it. Yep, and he finally hit one of my ships. Although, given the pattern that he's using, like, it was inevitable. But it's weird that he's doing this sort of pattern here, because it kind of gives me an idea of just what's going to happen during the course of this. Because he's just not... Like, he's obviously going to finish off the aircraft carrier now, but he can only do it one shot at a time. So... Although I'm having a heck of a time finding his, finding his last couple ships here. Like, seriously, where's his last 2 ships? I've been firing, like, very much everywhere here. Okay, finally! I, like, shot everything around it. But I still have to find one of his 2 ships, and that's gonna be annoying. So yeah, he's got multiple shots now. So... Okay, there we go. And the winner is Admiral Gemini. With a high score. And I'm not going to click the print button, because that'd probably crash it. Actually, do I even have... Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Oh, wait, there we go. So I fired 110 shots, 33 hits, 77 misses. Yeah... Okay, so that was Admirals Command for Windows. As far as Battleship clones are concerned, this is definitely one of the more unique ones we've come across. But from a gameplay perspective, a lot of the features that make this unique aren't exactly good features. Like, the idea of the islands is interesting, but at the same time, it also kind of limits where things can be and what you can do. But, like, I mean, it does kind of take away some of the what do you call it? It removes some of the space from the board, given the fact that they are huge boards. But then at the same time, you also have bigger ships to try and account for that. But then on top of that, you also have these weird features that just don't really add much to the gameplay. And in fact, in some ways, kind of subtract from it. Like the idea of the spy ship that can move around, that could, depending on how that's been implemented, that could make the game last literally forever. So, I don't know. For $20, I guess this would be if you were like Battleship fan only and wanted all the different kinds of Battleships games out there. And our last dig for today comes from JP Ronnie, WINGAMES /comp/TICTAC. This is going to be a Tic Tac Toe game. I mean, what else could it possibly be? Tic Tac with a README. Tic Tac Toe registration. This copy of Tic Tac Toe is freeware. You may keep it and do nothing. If, however, you want to be notified of future versions of this product and other products I developed, send $5 to me at Ben Winter in Upland, California. Well, at least $5 isn't that big a deal. Well, first of all, the guy actually, didn't make it a resizable border. Although this is almost like a circumstance where it could have been resizable, because it looks like it's going to be vector graphics. Although maybe not. So we got a skill setting, we got player settings, about, with a pretty generic smiley face. So yeah, I click a box. And we're apparently X's. And we got a picture. We got a clip art picture of a cat for a cats game. That's a bizarre effect. So apparently, if we lose, it starts spinning a off-centered O shape. This could just be an emulation issue, but that is very weird. Something I just noticed is that this grid isn't even perfect. The sides of it are smaller than the corners, making for a center that's also pretty small. And there's also like an extra line of pixels there. And that's also kind of hard to look at with that light green on light gray. Ugh. So yeah, the hard mode looks like it's pretty much playing perfectly, but what if we set it on easy? Then we win. And we get an X crossing the screen. Fair enough. Although here's an interesting question. If we set it to 2-player mode, which changes the position for some reason. Now X, obviously player X... Oh, it says player X wins. So I imagine if I do the O's, it's going to say player O wins. Yep. And does that same spinning effect, which seems to be partially broken. So yeah, that was a Tic Tac Toe. Very simple Tic Tac Toe game. It works. Plays fine. I guess if you want a computerized Tic Tac Toe game and just want a simple freeware thing, well, here you go.